Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 619. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Yo.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hey.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We are live streaming on Twitch Tuesday night starting at 8 o'clock. Join us for some fun times. We have our discussions about the latest news. If you missed the live broadcast, we are on YouTube the following day. Subscribe to both channels. Smash that like button. Anyways, guys, it's been there's a lot of news this week for both the Gamecast and the Moviecast. So stay tuned for all that stuff. What we've been up to, guys, I have been very busy with what I've watched. So
Nice.
I finished Edge Runners, which I had one episode left, and that was basically that after the podcast I watched that last week. So
Nice.
yeah, because I was like, it was
So
like
short.
20 minutes, and I'm like, Amanda she was exhausted, so she's going to bed. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna finish this now because I'm like, how am I supposed to go a week without watching?
Yeah.
So I watched that great finale. That's a great show. I wish I had more of it. Like that's the worst part about it. I was like, I wanted more, and I enjoyed it, and it's I haven't seen a good anime in a long time, so it was actually fun to kind of see this. Is it anime? I guess it's anime, but it's anime style.
Trigger,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's Trigger.
1,000,000%.
It's just so quick, based on it was a European game. That's all. So I don't know, but I like the whole series. Love the characters. I wish we could explore them more. Which brings me into my second thing that I watched, which is not Black Adam yet, which I did see that, but it is actually Tales of the Jedi, and I wanted to start with that one rather than Black Adam because I love that. Oh my god, loved it. But it was only 6 short episodes, and I'm like, man, like the last 2, I'm like, these should be long. What are you doing, Filoni? I mean, this is like prime content here. You're giving me like it's Ahsoka stuff, and you're like, I want more of this. What do you do? Like, it just kind of rolls credits. I'm like, no, what are you doing, man? Is
it animated or is it
It's the Clone Wars style.
Yeah, it's animated Clone Wars style. It kind of follows. You get a little of Ahsoka's origins, and then there's also another Jedi's
Younger Dooku.
Oh, okay. I don't want to just spoil that, but yes, you get more
I've seen the
backstory
advertisements everywhere.
You get Dooku's,
I have, but I don't care. I really.
You get Dooku's fall. You get Dooku's fall, which is really good story.
Okay.
Really good story.
Okay, so that is kind of interesting, because that is a question that was always there.
Right. It's like, where did this guy come from? Why is he here all of a sudden? Like, what's going on?
It actually wraps up characters that you're just like, whatever happened to these characters? I saw them in Phantom Menace. Where did they go? And you get a whole story of all that stuff.
Okay.
And then Ahsoka's
I'll put on my list.
Ahsoka's survival.
Put on my list because I was boycotting Star Wars.
It's so short. They're like 14-minute episodes. They're like 14, 12-minute episodes. One of them is 9 minutes. One of them is 9 minutes.
Really short.
Yeah, I was like, come on. Like, there's an Ahsoka story about how she survived Order 66, and you're just kind of like, yeah, but you're like, give me more. What are you doing? So
you saw her during Order 66.
Yeah, I mean, you realize how like she did that though, which is it's pretty awesome. So I really enjoyed that show. And then I saw Black Adam finally over the weekend. Anybody else see this yet? No. I don't know if the rest of these guys see this. All right. Well, sure. It was yeah, that's about right.
Mid.
That about sums it up.
Mid.
As the kids would say, mid, to be honest.
It was mid. Mid about sums that up perfectly.
Would you say on par with Shazam or worse?
It was worse than Shazam.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed Shazam a lot more than this. This felt like this is spoiler free. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to spoil this. I know that some of you. I know some of you don't care. There's not much to spoil. There's no story.
I think the trailers kind of give away everything. So
this felt like The Rock is like, listen, I want to do this movie, and the studio's like, holy shit, we can get The Rock to do a movie with us. Okay. So they made the set pieces. Like, okay, we need this sequence, we need this sequence, and we need this sequence. All right, what do we do about the story? I don't know. Fuck it. Fill it in. Fill it in. That's it. That's what it felt like.
We'll wing it as we go.
Yeah. It felt like that, and even the action sequences felt they felt great in the beginning, and then they just felt repetitive. Like, okay, I'm getting the same things here.
Is it a rock bottom?
No, there's no rock. There's no The Rock whatsoever in this. There's no people's elbow. No, there's no eyebrow raise. There's nothing. He is the character, and he loves the character. You can see it. He does a great job. Pierce Brosnan outdoes him though. much much better. And
Fantastic.
then everybody else is
Actor.
kind of everybody else is kind of you know, they're kind of trying to capture a little Marvel charm with certain characters, like side characters.
I hear Dr. Fate was absolutely just like a Doctor Strange. Everything that
pretty much.
It's the other way around in the comics.
Yes, and then Adam Smasher is pretty much an Ant-Man ripoff in this too. Like completely like, yeah. There's a weird cameo that makes no sense. Amanda was like, why was he in this movie? And what was he in this before? I'm like, no, they just chose to have him. And
the end
overall
sequence? The post-credit thing?
The end sequence was the post-credits was my favorite part of the movie. And I believe it brings a smile to your face when you watch it, because like, you know, I know the backstory about these Limbo character and, you know, obviously Superman, and to see Henry Cavill come forward as that character, but more classic style, was awesome. So, you know, he's got a little curly Q hair. It's very more classic Superman, and a lot more shiny of a suit than the dull. It's more colored, the suit, than washed out. So, you know, I love that part. The ending was kind of a jarbled mess that doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Oh, and they still have a villain problem. Give me a movie where they didn't have a villain problem, and I don't even know. But this is the problem with DC characters in general. And I'm gonna go on a little rant here before you guys get to what you're up to.
It's the opposite of true, but go ahead.
They're all gods. Like, they're all like, I mean, how many DC heroes are just unstoppable forces?
Like
all
2
of
or
them?
3.
Not according to this movie. Like Hawkman, Black Adam, you have Superman, obviously. These guys are just all unstoppable forces.
Hawkman is, I wouldn't classify up there normally.
Yeah, well, he was in this, so.
Doesn't he like go toe to toe with Black Adam too, or something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Probably shouldn't, but.
You know, Adam Smasher, like I said, is more Ant-Man, and Whirlwind.
I don't think Adam Smasher is the name of this character. I think
you're getting.
I think that's the
we're talking about
the cyberpunk
Adam?
character.
Yeah, Adam Smasher.
You're getting confused with.
Me?
It's Captain Adam.
Yes.
No, I think they call him Adam Smasher in the movie.
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna bring up IMDb.
Do it live.
I'm gonna bring up IMDb, buddy. I'm not getting. Maybe I am bringing. I did see Edge Runner, so it's there. But I'm telling you that he's not Captain Adam because he's not.
The Atom.
He's definitely not that
Captain
Adam. He's not the Atom guy. I don't think he's somebody else.
Or there's the like Atomic Man or something like that.
No, he's called Adam. There it is. IMDb. He is called Adam Smasher.
Oh.
You tied it in there, Jim. You tied it in.
I know I had it right. So, but yeah, and then the girl in the movie, the hurricane person, excellent visuals. Like in terms of her like abilities and stuff, it was like awesome for her special. Like,
I got it up there.
I just closed it. Hang on,
Hurricane.
It was Cyclone. Yeah. So she was. I actually liked her character quite a bit, but they didn't do much with her. Like, she was there, you know. So that's about it. Overall, I give it a 6.5. Yeah, give it a 6.5.
I don't know. It's just one of the things I haven't even seen it, but like from what I've read, it was just like, why was this a Black Adam movie? It could have been like a JLA movie, and they could have used that to introduce.
Yeah.
You know, it's DC. They got a speed run. They got to catch up to Marvel again for the second.
He's not likable. The problem is how do you have a villain as a hero, and it's like he's not a good guy. He's an
anti-hero now.
Yeah, but he's not a good guy. Like, you can't watch a whole movie based on that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this is supposed to be the face of the new face of the DCU going forward. Like, you're making this dude that's not even a hero like the face. Like, it doesn't work.
Their villains are what sells. You got your Harley Quinns and your Jokers and all that stuff. So I see why they did that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the similar MO of just like he kills people, and then they try to tell a joke for that, and it just doesn't land for some reason. It was just weird. It was weird.
I don't agree that villains sell a ticket. Makes a good movie.
It's been their best success.
Well, the villain's Joker,
Suicide Squad, the Joker, even the Harley Quinn movie, which
I mean, you're talking about the two most popular villains in the DC universe.
Yeah, that's their Harley Quinn show. It's all their anti-heroes and villains.
Not on that level.
That's the stuff that has done well for them lately.
But Aquaman,
$1 billion.
Aquaman's still their best
well, I guess, too.
success.
Yeah.
Who's the villain in that?
So I don't know.
No
That's
one
it for
cares.
me.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Wonder Man is. We'll get to that later.
There was Black Manta. There was the other Aqua dude.
All right, Mike, what have you been watching?
Nothing.
No. All right, Corey.
I watched Prey,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
that Predator
Okay.
movie. Very, well put together. I liked
Nice,
it.
nice
Yeah.
visual, right? And
I
visually,
like
it's a
the
great movie.
idea.
Yeah.
The Native Americans. You don't see like stories like that, and it was cool. It was more of like a, harkens back to the monster movie aspect of things, and the hunter being the hunted slash thing. I thought that was really well done, and
Yeah.
acting was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Also caught up on Chainsaw Man. I highly recommend that one. It's super funny and gory, and it's an anime. It's just funny because like the motivation for the character in this is just it's hilarious. He has like these dreams, like he wants to he's like, oh, and he's talking and thinking about all these people have these dreams, like what's my dream? And it's like, my dream is to fondle women's boobs. And so that's his motivation. I did watch the Witch from Mercury.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Okay.
I was a little I was getting a little annoyed with the main character and her outside of her pilot.
I know what you're talking about because I know we've talked about what you hate.
Yeah, I've said it before. My biggest pet peeve in anime is when the main character is a whiny little bitch, and it's like when they start leaning into that, I'm like, oh no, please don't go any further. So it worries me. I haven't gone over the edge yet, but it's worrying me. And then Spy Cross Family, I've been caught up on that. It's just there's been a lot of emphasis on the girl in this second season stuff, which I'm not as big a fan of the girl,
Anya?
the little girl. Yeah, Anya.
Oh, she's the best though.
She's great, but it's just I'm not as enthralled with the story that they're doing with her right now. It's too much of it. I like the balance. Like it was like 33% of everybody. You're just getting like 50%, 60% of her, and then like 20% of the two individually.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that I think that's pretty much everything.
Okay. All right. Tony.
Yeah, same. Those anime. I haven't seen Chainsaw Man. We'll catch up with that. Good season for anime. Didn't get to watch Werewolf by Night, at night, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay. That was
we'll probably watch
yeah.
it
Check that out.
Yeah,
definitely.
I meant to. I just didn't get time.
Yeah.
Other than that, just playing a lot of games. So.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing I watched for Halloween was Angry Video Game Nerds Halloween episode. It was on Doom, all the versions of Doom, which was kind of funny because there's been a million of them. And he's still going. He's been doing that for 18 years. Still doing stuff. Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe over there.
Yeah, he even comes to one of the local PA conventions a lot. Seen him. I've never talked to him, but I've seen him.
He's like Central Jersey, like Pennsylvania, like native, like that area.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, he was one of the first. He was a YouTuber before YouTube was a thing. Like I remember watching his.
Yeah, he was on like Screw Attack or Game Trailers.
Yeah, exactly. his content was because that was the thing. Is like my local friend group, like we used to just play bad video games all the time, and like growing up because we just thought it was funny. But then when he started reviewing like bad video games, we're like, yes, like we know exactly what you're talking about. Like when he does like Friday the 13th, he's like, what the fuck? But yeah, he's funny.
And the most mind bending thing that like he mentioned recently is he because his first episode was on I think his first breakout episode was the NES Ninja Turtles game, which I've just experienced a little bit on the Cowabunga collection. And recently he said when he released his first episode, it's closer to when that game actually came out than now to that first episode, which is completely mind blowing to me. But there's sort of a timelessness to his episodes as well. They all seem like they exist outside of time to me. It's what it's supposed to be.
It's mind blowing. Like I think today or yesterday, whatever it was, in the past few days, Mario Galaxy 1 just turned 15 years old, and you're just like, what? Like it's like imagine what Mario 15 years ago looked like. You're like maybe 64. Like nah, it's like oh fuck me.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Box
Oops.
office.
Box office. Oh, this is where we tie this in. So, Black Adam leading the box office at 27.7 million, I believe. Thus had a 60% drop off somewhere in the range of that. Not one of the best weekends for it. Not great.
Put it on Max for me, please. Whatever, just get there.
It'll get there at
So
some
I
point.
can watch.
It'll be there. I
I
think
know, but I don't want to wait until it's like declared completely dead, and then like I'll be
will
like, all right, I
be.
guess I can
It's-
watch it.
Well, it'll be
already
like
dead.
December. I guess you'd be there in like December.
Next week, it's absolutely
about
dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what it does next week. So, 27.7 million. Its run is not going to make its money back. There's no way. There's just no way. It's 250, I think, globally right now. What do you finish at 400? I think the budget was 2 plus you figure 2 for marketing. They went nuts on marketing. There's just no way. I mean, maybe break even. It might break even, but not where you want to be.
Again,
So,
I see it as an investment for the future.
that's what my argument would be. But
What do you invest in?
I saw
Black
it.
Adam
I
2?
yeah. I mean, I saw
There's
it.
going to be more The Rock, the Black Adam,
Like,
Cavil,
look,
people caring again.
Let's gauge it on non-comic book fans. Let's just gauge it on my wife. I mean, she saw it, right? And she's a Rock fan. She loves The Rock, right? She doesn't want to go see this movie ever again. So she thought it was bad. Like I gave it a 6.5. She's like, you liked it that much? And I'm like, oh my god.
You like it that much?
Well, does she know
so-
your scale though? Does she know your?
I mean, I said no. I mean, yeah, because like, I mean, she hated it. She absolutely hated this movie. She thought it was really bad. And like even the action stuff was not even entertaining. So like,
The
okay,
thing with DC is they already have a sequel to their best movie just sitting there. Like, what do you like? You're wasting your time, and you're not like leaning
What?
into the popularity that Aquaman had.
I don't know.
Oh, Aquaman.
They keep delaying it. So
I know that's what I'm saying. It was.
It's finished at this point, right? Like
it's
after
done.
this
Yeah,
movie?
it's been
Yeah.
Well,
done.
didn't
It's
they
getting
have
close
to
to be out,
remove all the Amber Heard stuff or something?
They're probably
Probably.
doing that. They're probably doing that, but I don't know. So, all right, let's move along here. And the rest of the box office is I'm not talking about it.
No.
We'll talk about it next week because we got Black Panther coming out. I'm not going to talk about that box office. Okay. I thought it was funny. Just quick pop into some. Well, we'll do Wonder Man. Wonder Man news has been.
Speaking of Aquaman,
Yeah, Wonder Man news dropped yesterday. The Marvel Studios Wonder Man series. I'm going to butcher his name. I'm sorry, sir. Yahya Abdul Mateen II has been cast as Wonder Man in the upcoming Wonder Man series. And if I butchered your name, I apologize. If you're listening to this, that's
Disney
awesome,
Plus
dude.
show, right?
It's a Disney Plus show, yeah. A series coming out. I don't know anything about Wonder Man, but I love his design. So I'm kind of excited
The
for
only
this.
thing I know is he was like a West Coast Avenger. Started out as a bad guy, I want to say.
Yeah, he was I believe a Tony Stark villain at first, but eventually he came around or something. I don't know too much about him. I had a couple West Coast Avengers comics.
Doesn't he have-
in it?
Yeah.
So what the guy that I linked here, does Wonder Man have a relationship with Wanda? I guess there's some sort of thing going on in the comics with that. So
I'm not aware
No,
of his
I have
current run of anything.
No idea what any of this is at all.
yeah, I don't know.
It's the actor
uh,
that played Black Manta in Aquaman. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's who it is.
There he is.
Sorry.
There's the villain. There is one of those villains.
No, he's
For that
yeah,
movie.
that's true. But yeah, I mean, I think that's I like the casting. They've gotten some backlash online, so people can go eat a. I mean,
Obviously,
the
'cause
stupid
it's a
neckbeards.
person of color.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a racial swap they call it, and I'm just like, who cares? I don't care if the guy is good at the role and it's entertaining. I don't care what you give me here. Give me something good.
It's not,
you
and
know,
it's not like everyone knows what Wonder Man looks like, so who gives a shit?
I don't know. Like he's not stable. Like I didn't even then, like it's a fictional character, folks. Fictional. That means you can do whatever you want with a fictional character here.
I mean, there are people though that are fans of
Wonder Man.
Wonder
So?
Man who
You're
want
still
him
getting
to
Wonder
stay the
Man.
same.
But
Well,
but
Wonder Man,
what did he look like in the comics? Did he have black hair and blue eyes like everyone else? Like I don't is he indistinguishable like when Superman and Batman like are not in
Costume, yeah.
uniform?
Yeah. I don't know,
Let's
but
see. Wonder Man. He's a white dude with blackish blue hair and wears red sunglasses.
yeah.
Okay, so blackish
Very
blue hair.
generic.
Okay.
Very
Yeah,
generic.
he looks he could be Superman. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, like honestly, like if you took away this W, like I'd be like, it might look like Clark Kent or
Mhm.
Bruce Wayne, depending on the storyline. Like whatever.
They gotta in comics like at least like give someone a big nose or something one of these times, like something distinguishable. Whatever.
Yeah. So all right. Let's see. I think the news this week, we were talking about Henry Cavill. The biggest news I like for him like this week, the shocking news was the fact that he's stepping away from the Witcher series. He will not be playing Geralt for season 4. It'll be Liam Hemsworth stepping in.
And everyone hates that.
I don't
Yeah.
hate Liam Hemsworth. I just
Oh, it's
Like literally, this is one of those times where you use that meme from Fallout where it's like everyone disliked that. Like at least on social
Yeah.
media, everybody was just like, "This is such a downgrade. Why?" Blah blah blah. I was just like, "Damn, I didn't know people like." I mean, I realized Witcher was popular, but I didn't realize the show was like that popular. That's literally all I saw that first day. I was like, "Oh my god."
it's just it was his Geralt, and um I don't know, they planned for so many extra seasons, and just I don't know, recasting a lead like in this day and age now, which doesn't happen too much anymore ever. You
yeah.
just
Oops.
Yeah,
why even bother?
yeah.
My,
Kind
my
of like
issue my issue with this is apparently, and there's two reports going on. One is that his managing crew I saw told him to only take movie roles now because he's a movie star. That's a load of shit from what I understand from movies. Look at the people on Netflix and the TV stars, like they're making a fuck ton of money. Okay, you know what I mean? Like that's not
yeah.
it's not an issue in terms of status anymore. But I do know that he was very vocal about how off from the books this series is, and he has said that he wanted that multiple times to get back on track, and they haven't done it. So he's had creative differences from this for a long time. And if that's the case, and you've got yourself the Superman gig back again, and you're gonna make a movie, I don't blame him. I'm like,
I
why are you doing?
almost
Why if you're not enjoying it? Why are you doing it?
and that might be part of it, but I also sort of think there might be some contractual bullshit involved with him being Superman again, where other than just the time crunch, which I still think he could spread it out enough to do both, but I think they probably don't want him being the face of another franchise character at the same time. That might be part of his contract.
Not a face of a franchise. Do you think he'll be face of the DCU right now? That's what they're doing. They're gonna make The Rock the face of the DCU.
I don't know about that, but he's still going to be Superman in the DCU for the foreseeable future now. So that's not what I even mean. I meant DC doesn't want, him working as like,
I mean,
The
yeah,
Witcher.
it could be, and I'm sure we will find out in time once
So
contracts
Warner Brothers
expire and
has done
whatnot.
enough shitty things. I think that
But
it's well within them to have a stipulation like that in their
sure.
contract.
But what
Yeah.
we know for a fact, 100%, is, and we talked about it on the podcast, Henry Cavill is a fucking huge nerd, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like,
Yes.
he builds his
Yes,
own PCs. He's a fucking nut about Warhammer 40K, I think, something like that.
Paints his miniatures.
Yeah,
He upset the book isn't the main storyline of the show.
Right, exactly.
So,
And like
yeah.
he was active. He wanted that role for Geralt because he loved the source material. He loved the books, not just the game, stuff like that. And he wanted to bring more of the book Geralt into the Netflix show. I haven't seen it because I can't comment, but I do understand that one of the common complaints is that it's a very different Geralt than you get in books and stuff like that. And I could see, and there was a separate report a couple of weeks ago that kind of should include people in. I didn't read it fully, but it was saying how apparently somebody that was in the writers' room for Witcher
Yeah.
said that like they actively hated the games and books because they just wanted to write their own story. It's just like, why the fuck are you writing this fucking show if you hate the source material? Like it just blows my mind. It's like I hate the source material, but I want to write
Sort
the
of-
version. Like
Sort of
did that on a
old school.
podcast.
That's how superhero movies used to be. Remember Bryan Singer
Yeah.
didn't allow any of the cast to read comic books and stuff because he wanted to write his own thing. Although he did kind of adapt pretty relatively straightforward comic book stories actually,
He
but
didn't
in the
want them to
end,
know what it was. So yeah, I get that.
It's
But
fucking
Yeah, I guess.
stupid. People like that, I'm sorry, you're stupid. You should not take that kind of job. Like it's just
and honestly, I think that's why he just stepped aside.
I'm sure,
so.
yeah, absolutely.
that I mean, but that is true. To speak to what you said earlier, I am a bit surprised that it has so many fans because to me, once season 2 happened, I kind of stopped hearing the hubbub about it.
Yeah.
Other than people just complaining
I
about
never even
how
saw a single episode.
I watched 2 episodes into season 2 and just kind of stalled because it's still doing the thing where it jumps over all over the place, and
Yeah,
like
but
it's a very you know, it has ADD as a show, and it's kind of hard to
yeah,
follow.
but this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of Netflix content there that's very popular that like we're not just gonna hear about because a lot of it is just casual viewers. It's like, okay, yeah, like Witcher's cool, like I like it. They're not gonna go out on social media and talk about it as much. Something like say Game of Thrones or Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings, Rings of Power and stuff like that. But like an actor change, like a central your poster boy, like a lead change, like
Oh yeah,
that's like huge. And they're
that's
like,
big.
what the fuck? Like, and it's like, oh, it sucks. And I do feel it is absolutely going to affect season 4's popularity and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know, not good news for
No.
fans of the show.
And they went younger too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. There was the Star Wars news I posted about the full circle, basically of
Oh yeah, let's go.
I don't
about
understand
how
this.
apparently the delay for the latest Star Wars movies is because a lot of fear and indecision at Lucasfilm, and I just find that just you're dealing with the Jedi and fear leads. I mean, I just find that so funny as a Star Wars fan to have those kind of terms where you're not certain where you want to bring the franchise.
I mean,
It makes
Can't
sense if
blame
you, if you remember everything that's been announced and how it's been like hush and or moved or canceled. It's because they're into
Yeah.
it's just been
I mean, I'll
they
take
turned into good.
I wanted to take a minute to step on my soapbox and again just complain about Star Wars. Like this is their problem. Like they just need to find a whatever. We could use the generic term like a Feige, somebody that loves the Star Wars. We'll take Filoni, David Filoni. Be like,
He's it.
look, man,
He's
like
it.
you're a guy. You do what you think is best for the series, and don't listen to the fans because fuck the fans. Again, I will call this forever until it changes. Star Wars fans are the fucking worst. Like I'm sorry, like the average online social media, Twitter, Reddit, or whatever, they're fucking little bitches. They're whiners. Episode 7 comes out. Oh, it's, amidst all like the shit that what's his name got for playing Finn and stuff like that, Finn being portrayed with the lightsaber and all that stuff. They're like, it's too close to A New Hope. We want something different. We want something new. It's like, okay, we'll give you something new. Here's fucking Jedi Last Jedi. I don't like that. It's too different. That's weird. It's like, okay, bitches. All right, we'll retread Return of the Jedi then. Here you go. It's Emperor Palpatine's bad, but why? It's like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Well,
Let these people do their
I don't
job.
know if those are all the same people. There's a lot of Star Wars fans. It's very, mainstream at this point.
Sure, absolutely. I'm not saying every Star Wars fan is like that, but when you listen to the common criticisms and complaints, that was absolutely the case for every single one of those movies. It was. We've said this. We've even said this ourselves on it. Yes, Force Awakens was too close to A New Hope, and yeah, Last Jedi absolutely way too out there for a mainstream Star Wars movie. And then God, I don't even remember the last one. Rise of Skywalker was just fucking shit all around because it's like trying to retread the same beats, and it's like don't listen. Just do what you want because I forget who said it, but it's like give the people what they don't even know what they want. Because if you listen to what they want, you're not going to make everybody happy. You cannot make everybody happy. Just find your own thing and do it. Because I like the best thing that's come out of the Star Wars universe has been the new stuff, like Mandalorian. Nobody was asking for a show like that, right? I mean, I'm sure you could probably find one poster from 10 years ago.
People wanted Boba, but
right.
When they found out they weren't, they were probably upset, and then they got this, which was even better.
Right.
But that's the thing is, then you do get Boba, and you're tied down by the history / future. So it's like,
yeah, I know. That's why I mean I loved. Unbelievable how we got Clone Wars and that animated show, and it's just like we got so much more than you expect from a story because. And weird to get that from a prequel because you know where they're going, but there is freedom in Star Wars to do what you want to do, and they did it in that show. They were tied clearly to the first season, and then they broke apart. And I loved that's one of those shows, and they did it in Rebels again. I just started watching Bad Batch, which is apparently like they've done that as well. They started just telling these stories, and it's all prequel stuff, but it works. You don't have to go in the future. Is what I'm saying. You can go in the past and you can tell great stories that you've never experienced.
Andar is fantastic too.
And I've heard that was really good, and I only watched the first episode, and I owe them. I'll watch more. I'm kind of on a Star Wars kick now, so let's see what I got. But the news that they're in limbo because they can't make a decision, it's just like, are you guys on the phone with 343 constantly? I mean, what are you doing here? You know, so I don't know, but it's disturbing.
It's sad. There's disturbance in the
Yeah.
Force. Yeah.
I'm using
It's
as
just-
many Star Wars references as I can right now. So yeah.
Like honestly, I just want to see something new.
I don't disagree with you at all, and we get that from Filoni quite a bit, and it's just like you're right. Like I don't understand why they have not just appointed him as just run the next set, just do it, produce it. You don't have to direct it, just produce it, stay on top of it, make sure it's good, and that's it. You know. But whatever they do decide to do, I'm sorry. If they do another trilogy, please just lay it out. Don't do what you did with the sequels where you didn't have a plan.
Don't have it just be a fight between two directors on screen.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So, lastly in the news, we've got Disney and Sony are close to
10 years. 10 years ago was the Star Wars deal.
Wow.
15?
Wow.
I forgot what it was.
Was it 10 years? Was it 10 years ago?
10 or 15
I
years.
think so. I saw a post. I
something
think
that-
it was 10.
It was like
with,
a picture of George
no.
Lucas and
Yeah, looking sad and
Yeah.
signing a paper.
Yeah, so the last in the news, we have Disney and Sony apparently very close to another deal yet again for Spider-Man. So as soon as they sign this deal, being able to use Spider-Man in the Marvel universe, which I don't see them not being able to do, and apparently it's very close. Tom Holland will be brought back in once again to sign on to some extra Marvel movies, thus Secret Wars and whatever the
It's
other
gonna
ones
get
are.
remembered.
Yeah. I don't know about remembered. You don't have to. People are like, wait, how? Like, I saw comments on that, and I'm like, guys, first of all, the exact terms were they don't know he's Peter Parker anymore. Yeah, they know he's Spider. They know who Spider-Man.
They know who
is.
Spider-Man
So yeah.
Well, they don't know who Spider-Man is, but they know,
They know that
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
exists.
They know Spider-Man. Yes. So
He's
as
got the
far as I'm
perfect
aware,
secret identity.
Spider-Man
with
is
no
still
social
was
security.
still at some point an Avenger. They don't know who he is.
Right.
So that's all.
I've even heard some wild things that we should expect to actually. And I don't know how I feel about it, but apparently they're in talks to try to get Robert Downey Jr. Evans back.
I saw that.
Avengers movie, Secret Wars
Yeah.
or something like that.
I assume they'll show up in Secret Wars. I assume that. So, just a little quick. Obviously, there'll be a reprise one time kind of thing because they're both moving on. But
Yeah.
all right, and that's really. I mean, we have some other stuff here, but it's nothing too grand. So, Amelia Clark. I don't know who Abigail Brand is, so I don't even care. I don't know who that is.
The Vision show.
Oh yeah. Vision Quest. It's called. Was in production for Disney Plus, giving us more of the Android Vision that we got. The
White Vision.
Yeah, the White Vision.
Apparently, one will be back.
And that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, we wonder where he is. So I think that's gonna be kind of cool. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
But Abigail Brand is like the sword
Oh,
leader.
head of sword. That's who she is.
She's
That's Amelia Clark. Okay. Amelia Clark is fine.
Basically like the Nick Fury of the space
Got it. All right.
station.
And that's it for this episode of the Moviecast. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. You can write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. We're also on Twitch, streaming live Tuesday night starting at 8 o'clock. We go until probably about 10. We do Gamecast, Moviecast. We do some spoiler casts. So sometimes we'll go a little later than that. We do our of the years. I guess start promoting this. Of the years. We do them after the year is over, just so you all know. So if you're looking for those in December, in December,
Not
they
in October anymore.
Yeah, I know. We're in November. That's why I'm promoting the January of the years. So we give ourselves a little extra time to get stuff and play it because we don't do this professionally like every day. So we give ourselves a little more time to enjoy some stuff. And then
We don't get
Stuff
review
comes
codes.
out,
Yeah.
Stuff
So,
comes out later in the year.
it's yeah. I mean, that's it. You got to give it more time. You can't blitz things. Games that come out in December, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, to give an of the year.
Just a bit.
I mean, listen. There's no chance that anything game wise beats my game of the year at the moment. So there's just zero chance of it. There was a shot, but everything got delayed. So, yeah. That's gonna wrap up this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Gamecast coming up soon, next actually. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys on the other side.